Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Community Safety. Minister, you'll know that on January 8, 2006, a tragic fire in Kashechewan took the lives of both James Goodwin and Ricardo Wesley as a result of them being detained in the jail there that caught fire and subsequently died because the police officers were not able to open up the jail cells. My question is a fairly simple one. You'll know that the Chief Coroner's come out with his report last week. There's some 90 recommendations about how to deal with this so this tragedy doesn't happen again. And my question to you is simply this: when do you plan on taking action in order to implement the coroner's inquest recommendations?
Minister.
I want to thank the member for the question, and I also want to reinforce the fact that there were also 46 recommendations from the Upper Wash inquiry. And so we're going to ensure as a ministry that we look at the recommendations from the Upper Wash inquiry. We're going to look at these recommendations very, very seriously. These recommendations, and there were 86 recommendations, 86 recommendations that dealt with a variety of issues. Those recommendations were made to Canada, to Ontario, to our First Nations partners, and we will work closely. Ontario has done its part in the past, and we will continue to do our part in the present and in the future to improve those conditions.
Supplementary.
Well, absolutely not. You've not taken your responsibility, and as a result, those two men died. So don't come into this House and tell me and tell the rest of this Assembly that you've taken your responsibility. You've sat with me and with the minister sat with myself, with Chief Stan Beardy, with Chief Jonathan Solomon and others on this issue on numerous occasions, and if you've yet to take up your responsibility of funding your 48%. So my question to you is, we now have a recommendation, and the very least of which is to put together a consultation committee that starts by June the 30th. Are you at least willing to do that, or does it take other deaths in this province for you to take action?
Speaker, the member's dead wrong. Unlike the NDP government between 1990 and 1995, where they cut funding to First Nations policing, when they reduced First Nations police officers, we've doubled funding to the NAPS police service. Doubled, Speaker. We've added 40 new police officers, 40 new First Nations police officers as part of the federal funding. Speaker, we take our role very, very seriously. We will continue the collaboration with our First Nations partners, with the federal government. The member is also wrong. He said we didn't live up to our commitment of 48% funding. Absolutely incorrect. He knows that to be a fact. And so, Speaker, let me reinforce to the First Nations communities that Ontario will continue to be a willing partner in this partnership. Hear, hear.